So this little monitor by Andycine can do basically everything you would need it to do, and at a pretty affordable price. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Nigel, and in today's video we are going to be doing a little quick review of this Andycine A6 Plus touchscreen monitor. And before I get into the review, I do want to say that Andycine was nice enough to send me this monitor in for review, but as with all my reviews, not required to say anything nice about it, and it's going to be my honest and unbiased opinions. So with the multitude of monitors that are on the market right now, it can be kind of tough to decide which one is right for you. And this little monitor comes in at around $230, but it packs a lot of features for that price. It's a 5.5 inch touchscreen monitor with a 1080p IPS display, and it actually allows you to install LUTs. So if you're shooting on a camera that shoots in log or a really flat profile, you can install a LUT so you can preview it and see what it's going to look like when you get to the edit. But right now I'm just going to go through my pros and cons of this monitor. I've used a bunch of on-camera monitors in the past, and so I'm just going to tell you what I like and don't like so much about this monitor. So first, let's start with the pros. This is a really high quality 1080p IPS display monitor. I've said this before about other monitors, but having a on-camera monitor can really just help you frame your image, and it makes you a lot more stoked about what you're getting because it just looks so much cleaner and crisper on bigger, high quality monitors like this. Another thing that I really like is the touchscreen function. It works surprisingly well, and it's just a lot easier to get through the menus when you can just touch it instead of having to use buttons or a scroll wheel up on top. Definitely like the touchscreen function. It's a definite thumbs up from me. Another thing that a monitor like this has to have is all the assist features that you would need. So the assist features that I like the most are the focus peaking, false color, histogram, and audio meters. That's one thing that's also really cool about this monitor is that it gives you full-time live view audio meters, which is awesome because I use a Panasonic GH3, and if you've used a GH3 before, you know that it has audio meters for like the first 5 seconds of recording, but then they go away. So it makes it a lot easier to check that my audio levels are still coming in when I'm using a monitor like this. And one other thing that I think is really cool about this little monitor is that it actually has 2 options for batteries. So I use the Sony MPF style batteries, but you can also use the Canon LPE6 batteries, which is pretty cool. As far as ports, you have a headphone out. So if your camera doesn't have a headphone jack, this monitor gives you a headphone jack, as a DC in, an SD card slot, and that's how you load your LUTs. And it also has HDMI in, HDMI out, and DC out. So if you were using a bigger battery, I definitely wouldn't, try to power other stuff off of a small battery like this, but you can power other things off of this monitor, which is pretty cool. And I think that's something that a lot of companies are integrating into their monitors, is a way to power other things through your monitor, which is rad. So as far as cons, there really aren't that many. I really like this monitor for the most part, but one of the things that was just a little bit of a con is just the size of it. This is actually a pretty big monitor. It's definitely bigger than like a iPhone 6s Plus, at least in width, probably about the same in height. But yeah, it's a pretty big monitor, and I'm used to more like the 5-inch or 3.5 inch monitors, but this is a 5.5 inch, so a lot closer to like a 6-inch monitor. So that's one thing that I didn't really like, but if you like a bigger screen, this is probably gonna be a pro for you because it is a bit bigger than most 5-inch monitors. Another con is if you are gonna use this on a camera that shoots 4K 60, in my testing, it could not handle 4K 60. I tried this monitor on a GH5 shooting 4K 60, and it just would not give me a signal. 24 frames and 30 frames per second worked fine, but 60 frames at 4K could not work with this monitor, which is kind of a bummer. The only other con that I can really say about this monitor is the collaboration with what your camera is seeing. So with my GH3, it took a little bit of time to make sure that my monitor was showing me the same color and light that my GH3 was showing me, because that's one thing that can be really bad if you're using a on-camera monitor. If your monitor is showing you one thing, but what you're recording is totally different. And so you could be seeing a properly exposed image on your monitor, but when you get back to looking at it on your computer, it's totally underexposed. And that's something that you really have to make sure that you collaborate your monitor's brightness and contrast and your colors to look the way that they look when you're recording it, so that you're not going to be thinking that you have a image totally dialed in on your monitor, only to find out that you were totally underexposed or your white balance was off. So at $230, this isn't necessarily the cheapest monitor out there, but it does offer a lot of pro features. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit bigger than the 5-inch monitors, or even like the 3.5-inch monitors by iCan or something like that, but you don't want to jump up to the 7-inch monitors, I would say that the Andycine A6 Plus is a really good in between. I really liked using it on my GH3, and I'm sure it'll be a great addition to anyone who is rigging their camera out and wanting to have a really nice high quality monitor with a bunch of features packed into it. Anyways, that was my really quick review of the Andycine A6 Plus. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, it'd be really cool if you hit the like button, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. But I think that's all I have for you. You can click right over here to watch some more of my videos. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.